Good morning. It is a wet Saturday morning, but we are indoors having our book club. So you're very welcome if you're joining me here this morning or later on the replay. Now, before I get into Break the Mold, we're going to read up to chapter 3 today. I do want to wish Donna and Liam a very happy birthday. So Liam had his birthday there during the week and it's Donna's birthday today. So anybody who knows Donna, that she runs an F.Y.I dance club with me and how much we love her. Happy birthday, Donna. And also a big happy birthday to Faye and Lucy. Well, their birthday was last week, but they're having their celebration this weekend. So I hope the rain clears up for you guys and you get to enjoy your birthday today. Okay, so let's get on with Break the Mold. So we were learning all about how being different is actually what makes us so unique. Good morning. So what makes us so unique is what makes us different. And there's actually a really cool section in this book that we can actually do together. So do stick in a comment, tell me where you're watching from. So give me a big good morning and I'll give you a big shout out, good morning back again. So we're picking it up on page 37 today. And it's really this great page here that says, I love being me. I'm very proud of being me. And I think that's really, really super important that we need to be proud of ourselves first. So not to look outside. It's great when other people are proud of us as well, but that pride that we feel for ourselves, that's really, really super important. Good morning, so that we can really validate ourselves. So yeah, it's great, especially when we're doing performances, that it's great to get that crowd response, but being proud of ourselves to actually get up and do that performance or whatever we're about to do, that's really, really super important. So here Sinead says, the things that make me who I am, and what we're going to be thinking about today is what makes us ourselves. So there are no recipes for people. We are each made up of different ingredients. These could be our race, gender, religion, disability, age, where we live, who we love, and who loves us. Our differences may be visible or they may be invisible. Good morning, Dawn. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's book club time. Yay! Dawn and I love books. And like Dawn, seriously, we should just go and get that library and have it for ourselves, I think. I'm different, you're different. These differences give us a unique outlook on the world and a new way of seeing and experiencing things. These differences shape our personalities and mould our interests and dreams. This makes life interesting and unpredictable. If we were all made up from the same ingredients and recipes, if we were all the same, life would be quite boring and bland, wouldn't it? If we were just all the same, it would really be quite boring. That's why it's so good to be so different and just be you. So what makes you you? Being able to name the things that make you the person you are and being able to understand why you see the world as you do and how the world sees you marks the start of your journey to understanding how you can take your place in the world. So that's kind of like what you're going to contribute to the world. A journey that will help you grow comfortable in your own skin and celebrate what makes you different. It will help you discover your dreams and ambitions and give you space to fulfill your potential. And as your confidence grows, you can start to use your voice to make a difference to those around you too. So last week, a couple of the kids, they said one loved dressing up and being a cat and the other one wanted to be a dancing dog. So who wouldn't want to be a dancing dog, I tell you? I'm not always sure how to describe myself. There are lots of different things that make me who I am. I'm a daughter and a sister. I'm a loving person who you can call on your best and most challenging days. A person who will give you a hug on the days when you feel sad and help you come up with a plan to feel better. A person who will take your side but will tell you when you're not completely right. I'm a loyal person. I'm a curious person. I'm a kind person. I'm a funny person, or at least a person who tries to be funny. I love swimming, reading, fashion, talking to friends and traveling to new places. I love fizzy jellies, noodles and sushis, but not at the same time. I love mint chocolate chip ice cream and I'm learning how to knit and how to grow plants. My bed is an archive for things that matter to me. Under my pillow are the objects that I treasure. At the end of my bed are notebooks, clothes that I promised I would hang up, and bits and pieces I wanted to keep close to me. I collect items that remind me of lovely memories, and I cherish birthday cards, letters, and notes. But I'm not perfect. I'm a person who doesn't always get it right. Like everyone else, I make mistakes, but I try to learn from them. Like this week in our outside schools, our outdoor classes, one class, we didn't check, did everybody have your coats? And isn't that the class that had actually rained? But it was only for about 2 or 3 minutes. It was quite funny. So now we all have, I think I've got 14 umbrellas in the studio just in case we need them. My friends and family will probably say I'm not a tidy person. I leave wet towels in places where they won't dry, and I leave other things in places where only I can find them. Sometimes even I'm not so good at finding the thing I'm convinced I put somewhere safe. I overthink things and I manage to make a small worry grow and grow. And I sometimes worry what people think of me, even though I know I shouldn't. But I'm surrounded by brilliant people who are there for the good and the bad. They are clever, kind, funny, patient and loving. They give me a space to discover who I am. They're my safety net, and with them, I'm not afraid to take a leap and risk the fall. We should all try to surround ourselves with people who give us the confidence to try. But first things first, what makes you you? Okay, so this is your notebook time. Good morning, Una. Good morning, Kira. How are you guys today? So the things that make me who you are. How would you describe yourself? What makes your heart race with excitement? What makes your mind fizz with ideas? What makes you feel proud of yourself? What makes you feel low? Ooh, these are good questions. So she has like a little thought bubbles here, and these are questions that we can really kind of figure out who we are. What are you really good at? So that's question number 1. So you can, if you have a pen and paper. Good morning, Evine. How are you today? Good to see you here again. So we're just talking about what the things that make you who you are. So Sinead has some questions here. So these are good thinking questions. What are you really good at? Well, I know for me, I'm good at dancing, and do you know what I realized? I'm kind of good at baking too. I can make some awesome bread, and I'm getting much better at looking after my garden. So that's fingers crossed. What do you still need to work on? For me, is definitely being like a calmer parent. Sometimes I'm like a total cranky pants, and so I use up all my energy when I'm teaching all my dance classes, and then I come home and I'm a bit of a cranky pants. But I find if I have a nap, I'm a much better mom. So I try to make sure I have a nap, and then I'm not so cranky. What makes you different from me? Ooh, these are good questions. And then what makes you different from your friends? Now, I really struggled on this one because kind of when I get to my age, like my friends, we all like dancing and we all like kind of like the same thing. So I really had to think very, very hard on these questions. So if you want to chat in and you are, are you really good at maths? Are you? Oh, I love maths. Maths was one of my favorite subjects. Oh, I think Dawn, who's here, I think she teaches maths as well. Thinking about these things give you an idea of the traits and characteristics that make you unique. It helps you discover the things you're proud of and the things that you might not be so proud of and perhaps you need to work on. It helps you work out who you are right now and who you want to be in the future. No one is perfect. We are all a work in progress, and our interests and ambitions might change, but getting to know who you are, understanding what makes you different and growing comfortable in who you are is the first step in being able to take your place in the world. Why not try and write a list of all the things that make you you? Then fold it up, put it somewhere safe, and in a few months' time, seek it out, take a look and see which things have changed and what has stayed the same. Ooh, that would be a good thing. If we can remember where we put it though. So voices in your head. So we're just coming to the end of this. Writing a list of things that you are proud of and the things you still need to work on is not easy. It makes you feel a little bit vulnerable, and when I was writing my list, I spent quite a bit of time comparing myself to my brother, my sisters and my friends. I had to stop and remind myself that I was good enough, just as I was, even with my imperfections. Have you ever felt sad or a bit low because you feel like you're not the smartest, the sportiest, the loudest, the most creative or the funniest person in your class? Do you compare yourself to others and wish you were more like them? Now, just for a second, imagine that the person you think is the smartest, the sportiest, the loudest, the most creative or the funniest person in class came up to you and said that they wish they were more like you. Wow. Yes, they think you're hilarious or really smart or amazingly sporty or brilliantly artistic or especially kind. Would you be surprised? The truth is we all spend too much time comparing ourselves to others. We all have days where we don't feel good about ourselves, or maybe just for a minute we wish that we could be someone else. But it doesn't matter whether you're the most clever, the most athletic, the most vocal, the most artistic, or the most entertaining person. There are parts of your personality and identity that make you brilliant, unique, and wonderful in your own way. It only matters that you are yourself. So next time that you hear that voice in your head doubting yourself, what will you say? And the next time a friend says that they don't feel good enough and they wish that they could be someone else, what will you tell them? Look at your list to remind yourself of who you are and how wonderfully unique you are. And then try saying some of those things out loud to yourself or your friends. And they have this picture here, the I am good enough. So they're looking in the mirror and they're going, I am good enough. And there was this challenge once that was, it's called the I am enough challenge. And what you would do is you would write the words I am enough on your mirror. So like where you brush your teeth or something. And then you would see that every day. So Oliver and I did, I think we did this last summer. And you just write I am enough. And then whenever you see it, you just tell yourself you're perfectly enough. And some other ones I thought were good ones when I matter. I am important. I have a purpose. That's a good one. I am loved. And then the I am enough. So these are really cool things that if you have your parents' permission, you can write on your mirror. So there's some more here that Sinead has given us. And then we're going to finish up with the break the mold. And we're going to go over to the next one. So here are some of them. You can write these down. I am good enough. And then you can say to your friends, you are good enough. You can say to yourself, I am great at, and then like Evie was saying, she's great at maths. And then you can tell someone you're great at something. I am a good friend when and then you say you're a good friend. So this like when you're looking in the mirror, you can even say it to yourself, I'm a good friend when and you can add that on. I like that I am, finish the sentence, and I like that you are. So these are things. And then the other ones, I always try, maybe my best. I am proud of my baking skills, maybe. I am me and you are you, and I can break the mold and you can break the mold. So that brings us up to chapter 3, which we'll pick up next week. I'll let you know what pages we're on that. And then we're going to go over, and I have this amazing book. This is called Ordinary Mary's Extraordinary Deed. And I actually like the way these two books match each other. So one's red with yellow and one's yellow with red. Just a small thing. So I love this book. So Ordinary Mary's Extraordinary Deed. So this is all about one little girl who does one little nice thing and how it sets off a chain reaction to create more happiness and more love all around the planet. So we're going to start off with Mary here. Here's Mary. So Ordinary Mary was so very ordinary that you'd never guess that she could change the world. This ordinary kid, she did. She changed the world. One ordinary day, skipping on her way from her ordinary school to her ordinary house, she passed an ordinary vacant lot filled with ordinary bushes growing ordinary berries. Ordinary blue and juicy, luscious, lovely berries. Ooh, I'd love to pass that. Ooh, I'd love to have some blue. I do love blueberries. Ordinary Mary picked the ordinary berries and brought them, I love this, in a big brown bowl to Mrs. Bishop's porch. What? Left berries in a big brown bowl on Mrs. Bishop's porch? That sneaky kid, she did. This made Mrs. Bishop very, very happy, so she baked a big batch of blueberry muffins and thought of 5 people who might have brought those beautiful berries, then secretly gave each a plate. How great! 5 people got a plate. Do you guys like blueberry muffins? Your baby bunny are coming today. Evie, I would love that. Oh my goodness. Oliver and I are talking about maybe getting chickens again because we do have the hen house, but I was a bit sad after the last ones were gone. So, but we might actually because we love our chickens. Oh, I'm so excited, Evie, and tell me all about it in class on Thursday as well. Or you can even get your mom to send me a picture if you want. Oh, so one of those 5 was her paper boy, Billy Parker. And when Billy saw his name on a note in the driveway on a plate, he quickly parked his bike and ate every crumb. Oh, yum, yum, yum. He ate every crumb. This made him so glad that the next 5 people got their papers on the porch and not in the bushes where he often threw them. In fact, they were handed right to them. One of those 5 was Mr. Morey, who was so amazed that he smiled for 10 hours on the aeroplane, then said to 5 different people who had heavy bags, "Here, let me help you." He still smiled, and they did too. Ooh, so can we see what's starting to happen here? So when we do one thing that's nice for somebody and puts them in such a good mood, they do nice things for somebody else. So one of those 5 was Mario, whose cranky little boy James stopped crying when Mr. Morey played peekaboo with him until their ride came. When he waved goodbye, Mario exclaimed how strange that a stranger would be so kind. And the next day when he was out shopping, once, twice, 5 times he did something nice for 5 different people. 5 times without stopping. Oh my goodness. Could we do something nice for 5 people today? I wonder, can we? One of those 5 was Joseph, old and bent and grey, in front of him in line at the produce stand. When he said, "Ooh, I guess I counted wrong. I don't really need these oranges." Little James reached out to him with an orange from their basket, and Mario put a coin in Joseph's hand. He said, "Here, take this. These oranges are on us." As Joseph shuffled to the bus, his heart was full and his eyes were wet, and his hands did helpful things for the next 5 people he met. One of those 5 was Sahir, a college girl who was off to see the world and stopped at Joseph's shop. When her bag broke and her things fell all over the floor, she said, "Oh, what will I do?" Joseph said, "This is for you." And he gave her a new bag woven with his own hands in red and purple and green. "Oh, thank you," she said. "It's the loveliest bag I have ever seen." When Sahir left, she felt sunny as noon, and she just had to shine on 5 people soon. Ooh, I wonder what she's going to do now. One of those 5 was Sophia, whom she met on a boat, looking like the world might end, looking like someone who needed a friend. "What beautiful blue eyes you have," Sahir said, "and they're just the colour of the flowers in your lovely dress." "Yes," said Sophia. "Oh, yes," said Sahir. The beautiful blue eyes shed a happy tear, and when the boat trip was through, Sophia called 5 people to make them happy too. One of those 5 was Tom, her son the doctor, who was having a very hard day. "Hi," he said. "I love you, Tom." "Well, how great to hear your voice," he said. "I always need my mom." Dr. Tom was so cheered up that on his next break he bought a big bunch of bright balloons for 5 young patients and handed them out right there and then. Ooh. One of those 5 was Peter, a little boy who went home from hospital that very day. Gratitude for the big bunch of bright balloons filled him and thrilled him and spilled out of him onto the next 5 people who came his way. One of those 5 was Eric, a teenage boy whose sacks and such were way too much. When one dropped on the sidewalk, Peter stopped his play and rushed right over, saying, "Super Wheels to the rescue!" Well, Eric, no longer stressed, was very impressed and made a mental note that very afternoon to help 5 people and do it soon. Oh, I wonder who he's going to help. One of those 5 was Di, his 10-year-old sister who didn't have many friends and was painfully shy. When Eric said, "Hey sis, want to come to the park and learn how to ride my skateboard?" she looked at him wide-eyed. "Serious?" she cried. "Sure," he said, and because of her brother, Di decided maybe she could be a friend to 5 others. Oh, she's so happy. Skateboarding, that sounds very tough. One of those 5 was Louise, a homeless woman who lived under the trees. She could hardly believe her ears when she heard Di say, "May my brother and I buy you a hot dog and a drink at that stand over there?" Could it be true? Someone actually cared enough to give her food and a smiley-faced ring that was practically new. Louise was so pleased that she decided that even though she had nothing, she would find 5 others and give them something. One of those 5 was Amara, who lost her wallet in the park. Louise found it full of 5s and 10s and 20s. Oh, what she could do with all that money. But she found Amara's name and called her home, and over she came. Amara was so impressed that Louise was honest when money was something she clearly needed that she offered her a job in the store and vowed to do something generous for 5 people or more. Ooh. One of those 5 was Kate, a woman on vacation who wanted to see a show she'd heard was a sensation. "Oh no," she said, "it's sold out, but I'm going home tomorrow," and her face filled with sorrow. Amara held out her ticket. "I live here," she said. "I can go anytime. Take mine." Kate loved the show and was so touched that she thought buying 5 presents for 5 people back home would really be fun. And one of those 5 presents was a little heart necklace for Mary, her niece. You should have seen her eyes light up in surprise. Do you recognise which Mary that is? Could it be? Has it come full circle? What? Mary, ordinary Mary, yes, ordinary Mary's extraordinary deed had come full circle, and on its way it had changed the lives of every living person. You see, when Mrs. Bishop made muffins from Mary's blueberries, not only the paperboy Billy Parker, but the other 4 people too, made 5 people smile, and those 5 did too, and after a while, in only 16 days, love was sent to every person everywhere. Just see how it went. Now, even if you love maths, you're going to love this. Look, starts off with 1 person, goes to 5 people. Those 5 give to 5 people. Those 5 give to 5 people. And all the way, can you even see how big that number is? I don't even know what that number is. I think it's 30 million. Yeah, well, 30 billion. 30 billion is way more than all of the people on the planet. So after everyone had a share and everyone knew that somebody cared, there was even love left over. Look at that. So just one day, from just walking along, she wants to do a nice thing. She actually ended up changing the world. The world was changed, and thousands and millions and billions agreed it was all because one ordinary day, ordinary Mary did a perfectly ordinary, stunningly earth-shaking, totally extraordinary deed. Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but I absolutely feel so motivated to go and do one ordinary, extraordinary deed today. And hopefully that will set off a chain reaction of happiness all over the world. Oh my goodness. So that is Ordinary Mary's Extraordinary Deed by Emily Pearson with illustrations by Fumi Kosaka. I hope I said that right. Wasn't that just gorgeous? And you've got Mrs. Bishop's blueberries. Well, I hope you enjoyed our book club today. I wonder what I'll have for us to read next week. And we're going to go on to chapter 3 of Break the Mould. So if you don't have the books, you can read along or listen along with me. But I really enjoyed those books today, and I definitely feel inspired to be looking for opportunities for sharing all the happiness and doing some nice deeds. Oh, by starting off, I think I'll go make some pancakes for Oliver this morning. That might be nice. And later on, we're making scones because we bought some cream and then we got some homemade jam from my mom. So we are going to have homemade scones with jam and cream today. So that sounds delicious. And Evie, I hope your baby bunnies arrived safely and that you have so much fun. And do get your mom to send me a picture because I would love to see them because I love bunnies. All right, everybody, it looks like it's drying up. Hopefully it's drying up where you are and we can all get outside for some fresh air today. But for now, I shall say goodbye. And if you're watching this on the replay, do type along and add in all the different bits that we discussed in the book, and I can always check in on the comments later. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and if anybody does any extraordinary, ordinarily amazing deeds today, you can also stick them as well. Yes, I agree. Yum, yum. Okay, guys, have a wonderful Saturday, and if I'm seeing you in class during the week, I will see you next week, and if not, I shall see you in book club. Take care. Bye.